Hi, this is Roger Whitney with WWK Wealth Advisors. Welcome to Feature Fort Worth. This is our first edition where we feature local people doing good things in the greater Fort Worth area. Today we're lucky enough to be featuring Communities in School, an organization that for over 20 years has helped teenagers as well as communities get together to fight the dropout rate in public schools. And we're lucky enough to have Mike Steele, CEO and President of Community Schools. How are you, Mike?
Doing great, sir.
Great. So tell us a little bit about Communities in Schools.
Communities in Schools, our mission is to surround kids with a community of resources to help them succeed in school, stay in school, and succeed in life. Basically, like you said, to keep kids in school who otherwise might be the ones to drop out.
Okay, and what type of programs do you have to help these children?
What we have learned by about 3 decades of research is that there's never a student who leaves school for one reason. There's always 2, 3, or 17 reasons why a young person leaves school. So we have licensed social workers in the school whose job it is to meet those students with whatever they bring into the office to them. So we're ready no matter what kind of serious problem or relatively minor problem they might bring. Our full-time social workers inside the school connect those kids and their families with community resources so that the young people can succeed in school.
Well, can you give us an example of how that works? Can you, success story?
Sure. As a matter of fact, in February we had our annual report, the community breakfast, and we had a young lady who was a senior at Hazel High School. Her name is Christine. And Christine had a very difficult early childhood. Below the age of 10, her father was running a meth lab inside their home in the room right next to her. She contracted a lung disease from breathing the fumes. Ultimately, her father was arrested and sent to prison for drug manufacture and for endangering both her and her little brother. She went into a depression. Her dad came out of prison and then shortly died, shortly thereafter. Her mom was then arrested for drug use. And her grades went down the tubes. She was doing really awful. And in the last 2 years at Hazel, she met our social worker, and Noelle, our social worker, helped her realize that there was more to this world than what was going on in her home, got her confidence going, got her back on track, and now she's accepted to college where she's going to pursue a degree in nursing.
So do you help bring home, for someone like that, do you help bring in the resources?
Yes.
Because obviously they might have been displaced from the home. And
yes, we got some counseling for her. We helped her with self-esteem issues and self-confidence. And just basically, for a lot of our young people in schools, we're sort of the in-school mom for those kids. We're always there 5 days a week. Whenever they need to talk to our social worker, she's there. So we become the person in the school that is trusted with whatever the secrets might be in the family. And that's kind of the magic of communities and schools. Schools can only do so much. They can't do it all by themselves. The part they have control over is the academics and attendance. Okay. And then the parts that they don't even know about are the parts that are causing the young people to leave school. So that's where we pick up the ball.
How does the communities come into this in terms of how do people help?
Communities in Schools, our name. The community is, we have a community of support. We have 88 partners here in Tarrant County that help us do what we do. Every organization you may have ever heard of that helps young people and families. On the financial side, the school districts put up the first half of the money, and then the community helps us with financing for the second half of the cost for each one of these programs in our 40.
Okay, now recently, I know on our Facebook page, because we follow you, we saw some pictures of Betsy Price with a lot of these on her desk.
Hundreds of those, yeah.
Hundreds of those. And was she surprised by that?
She was totally surprised. Okay. Her staff worked with us to make sure it was a surprise.
That it was a surprise? Okay, yes. So what is this?
That is a rubber duck. There will be 5,000 of those little rascals floating down the Trinity River as part of Mayfest on May the 5th. Saturday, May the 5th. Each has a number on the bottom, and the first 3 to cross the finish line will be the winners, and the winners will receive some shopping sprees.
So it's truly a duck race.
It is absolutely a plastic duck race. Yes.
And this is a fundraiser for communities and schools?
This is a fundraiser and a fundraiser for communities and schools, because it's a real
That's a really good way of saying it.
It's a real family-oriented event. It's not so much about the money as it is about making friends and having some fun. It's an event that our own families, our students and their families can come to.
Very cool. Now, how do you get a duck? How do I have a duck with my number on it?
If you've got $5, you can adopt a duck.
See, I don't think I have my wallet on me, but $5 for a duck.
$5 for a duck, and there's some special rates. When you buy 6 ducks up to 100 ducks, the price per duck goes down.
Okay.
And we actually have corporate and individual folks in the community who have started duck racing teams. So there's some competition going.
Very cool.
I think it's a little over 20 teams now who are racing ducks.
Okay, now we're going to put all the information of how to buy a duck. Cool. Well, Mike, thank you so much for telling us about communities and schools. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
We are excited today to have Mike Steele with Communities in Schools tell us about his organization and kick off Feature Fort Worth, which will be airing monthly. Here we have Quacky, the mascot of the Derby. Again, it's on May 4th, and we'll put up the information so you can buy one of these rubber ducks and race down the Trinity River. Until next month, my name is Roger Whitney with WWK Wealth Advisors.